Recording in progress.
John
John
Dewey
Dewey
once
once
said,
said,
education is not preparation for life, but education is life itself. Defining this mantra under a teacher's perspective is too noble and magical. As you go through the process, you would see the nuance of this under the lens of a student and of a teacher. From that, you'll be amazed with the transition of principles of how you see the role of teachers in education. It's like a life molding various lives. But what's beautiful in this is the way the latter makes the former long live. In this chosen path, the College of Education takes you to a world where both intellects and morals persist. A courtesy to our University President, Dr. Habib Batamama Makaayong, to our Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Attorney Alizidni M. Ditukalan, to our Dean of the College, Dr. Montilla Jamila D. Sarip, and I would also like to acknowledge Dr. Minerva Naga, Director of Admission Office, who is also a family of college education. To the college officials, chairpersons of different departments, faculty and staff, students, ladies and gentlemen, both in the Zoom and in the FB Live, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning and welcome to the College of Education Virtual Orientation. Well, that virtual tour has just showed you what's inside the new and the old building of College of Education. Though it's sad that we cannot accommodate you this time of pandemic, especially our freshmen, but we could always find ways to make connections with you. But hopefully, one day we could fill the buildings again with noise and laughter. By the way, I am Manar H. Makapudi, your Master of Ceremony. To bless this juncture, an invocation will be led by Mr. Abdul Hamid Haji Yahya, a CED student, and to be followed by the singing of National Anthem and Mindanao State University hymn.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وقال ربكم ادعوني أستجب لكم آمين رب العالمين اللهم ارزقنا خير هذا اليوم وخير ما بعده وابعد عنا شر ما فيه وشر ما بعده. O Allah, grant us the good of this day and the good of what follows it, and keep us away from the evil of what is in it and the evil of what follows it. Alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, telas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng mag-ibig, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisingil, sa nagatak tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pangaw, ay hinagang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iingig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magtitingin. Lumalang araw ng walhagin pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya na pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
to formally start, let us all listen to our very own Dean of the College, Dr. Montilla Jamila Sarip, as she is going to deliver an opening remarks.
أعوذ بالله السميع العظيم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. My courtesy to our President of the Mindanao State University System, Dr. Habib Watamama Makaayong, our guest speaker in today's virtual orientation of the College of Education, our very own Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Attorney Alizidni Ditukalan, University and campus officials, Assistant Dean of the College of Education, Professor Teodoro Drilon, our College Secretary, Dr. Rohanifa Marhumsar, Chairperson of the Secondary Teaching Department, Professor Lotis Dagisonan, Chairperson of the Elementary Teaching Department, Professor Kaironisa Marhumsar, Chairperson of the Home Economics Department, Dr. Rohani Sultan, Chairperson of the Graduate Education Department, yours truly, Research Coordinator, Dr. Warda Gimba, Extension Coordinator, Professor Rosnia Tamano, Coordinator on Experiential Learning Courses, Professor Arnold Asotigi, Coordinators of the Education Student Organization, Assistant Professor Chirilin Mojeca and Nico Caballes, our competent and dedicated faculty members who are helping this administration in realizing the vision, mission, goals, and objectives of the university and the college, our supportive staff, my dearest students, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. May the peace and blessings of Almighty Allah be upon us all. Our activity this morning is one of the important events in the college. It is in this orientation that our much-loved studentry will be familiar, who are the officials of the college, the members of the faculty and staff, so that they will know whom to approach when they have some concern. The college vision, mission, goals, and objectives and that of the departments will be discussed by the respective department chairpersons. Policies on the graduate, undergraduate programs, and experiential learning courses will also be presented. The research and extension functions of the college will also be discussed this morning. Before, we usually hold such event face-to-face. This time, the IETF will not allow us yet to protect ourselves from this dreadful disease that haunts mankind in every corner of the world. COVID-19 and its variants played its game in the lives of humanity. It has greatly affected our health, social, economic, political, particularly our educational issues. Our government believes that vaccination can help us in avoiding contact of this disease. Like other universities in the world, MSU has to devise its way to sustain the delivery of its function in instruction, in research, in extension, and in production. We have to use flexible learning outcome. Synchronous and asynchronous mode of the teaching was adopted in teaching learning activity despite problems on connectivity or poor internet connection, power interruptions that is experienced by both the faculty and students. I am happy that you, our dear students, have reached this far, despite the challenges you have gone through brought about by the pandemic. I am proud that you have bravely adjusted and accepted the change, the sudden shift mode of instruction and in complying requirements. This is a manifestation that undeniably you are the new breed of students who will be practicing the teaching profession, who can move earth and mountains for the advancement of life. Your family, friends, and your mentors are very proud of you. Continue seeking for knowledge. Indeed, it is through education that we can develop the nation. You are the new hope of our community. change the outdated practices of teachers and administrators so that we can compete not only in our country but globally as well. Utilize and practice our Maranaw Maratabat in the most effective way so that we can eradicate bad practices that rottens our educational system. Inshallah, you will turn out to be productive, truly sincere, honest to ourselves and to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to serve our people, the Ummah. I would like to commend the university administration led by our innovative president of this university, Dr. Habib Makaayong, for finding ways in providing you comfort while you are in the university. We must be thankful for the efforts that our president, along with the other officials of the university, in providing each one of you laptop to make your online learning comfortable. President Makaayong also provided laptops to individual faculty to make our flexible instructions effective. The academic staff were also promised to be provided with the laptop cutie, as they call it.
Right. Thank you, Ma'am Dean. Once again, welcome to College of Education Virtual Orientation. I have seen some alumni streaming in the FB Live. Hello, guys. You have probably missed attending college orientation where snacks are available, right? Indeed, nostalgic. In becoming a bona fide students of Mindanao State University and of the College of Education, one prerequisite, I believe, is when one could vertically align his or her actions to the BMGOs of the university and of the college. It is in this light that we take the imperative to introduce to the freshmen and to consistently remind the old students for this matter. For this task, may I request Professor Adeline S. Nalia to enlighten us with the Mindanao State University and College of Education's vision, mission, goals, and objectives, respectively.
Hello, good morning, and assalamualaikum to everyone. My respect to the system president, Dr. Habib Watamama Makaayong, to the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, who will be catching up later, I guess, to this virtual orientation program, Attorney Alizidni M. Ditukalan, the Dean of the College, Dr. Muntia Jamila Sarif, to the college officials, to the department chairpersons, and to the faculty and supportive staff of the College of Education, and to our dear students who are with us in Zoom right now, and others are in the FB Live. Once again, a pleasant morning and welcome to this virtual college-based orientation program of the College of Education. My task is to introduce the vision, mission, goals, and objectives of the Mindanao State University system in the College of Education. Now, this time, allow me to share my screen. Is it visible now, Mama Nar, my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now let me start my presentation of the VMGOs of MSU and CED with this proverb. Now, without a vision, the people perish. Similarly, an institution, the vision, mission, goals, and objectives set an imperative role in the success of its operation. This lay a clarity and direction of what they want to achieve as their end view to their constituents, with great emphasis on the students. Moreover, This also serves as a point of reference of the actions that need to be done to realize common objectives to best serve the stakeholders and the student body. Hence, the VMGOs serve as the backbone of an institution. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the vision and mission statements of the Mindanao State University system. Now, this is the vision of the Mindanao State University system. Committed to its service to the constituent of the MSU system, the university aspires to be the center in excellence in these three major areas: instruction, research and extension, transforming itself into a premier and globally competitive national peace university. So this is very relevant, and there are a lot of tangible actions that we have seen that the university is realizing its vision. Now, this vision statement is realized and carried out through its mission, which is to lead, which stands for the following. So, to lead in social transformation through peace, education, and integration of Muslims and other cultural minority groups into the mainstream society. So the university is aspiring to become a national peace university one day. And one of the evidence that they are realizing this vision is the inclusion of the fundamentals peace education 101 in all our degree programs that the university offers. So that's it. And then next, with quality education at topmost priority, it ensures that there is excellence in instruction, research development, innovation, extension in environmental education and discovery, as what our Dean Sarif have mentioned earlier, that the laptop QT is one of the action of the university in realizing the vision in giving quality education and instruction to give aid of the students and also to the faculty to their endeavors in the online class. And then in response to the call of the globalization, MSU system is committed into the advancement of national and international linkages through collaboration. We have linkages already. The university have linkages already with other universities abroad, and we also have tie-ups already with industries and companies, no, so that our graduates will have their easy access for employment when they finish their respective programs. And lastly, fostering harmony and unity amidst differences. The university is also committed to demonstrate greater excellence, relevance, and inclusiveness for Mindanao and the Filipino nation. So being the melting pot of the South, so the university is also looking into harmonizing the different minority groups of the university. Now, let's take a look. Now, let's take a look into the College of Education and its program objectives. The goal of the college is in congruence with the vision and mission of the MSU system. Hence, its goal is in aiming to develop highly skilled, competent, and globally competitive teachers, educational leaders, and peace advocates. This is evidently done through providing the pre-service teachers with the necessary teaching and learning experiences in their respective programs, attuned to the competencies of the outcomes-based education, Philippine professional standards for teachers, and peace education. So all students, all the teaching and learning experiences that you are have done or you are going in the college is to achieve the goal of the college for you to become highly skilled in the teaching profession, and then competent enough, and then can compete both locally and globally as in the response of the internalization and globalization. And of course, you will become educational leaders one day. Ang iba magiging principal, magiging superintendent, and peace advocates. Okay, so that is why the college is offering you with a various and differentiated instruction for us to realize our goal of the college. Now, moving on to the department program objectives. So these program objectives are attuned to the prescribed program outcomes of the policy standards and guidelines issued by the Commission on Higher Education. To each program objectives that I will be presenting here, so we attune this one from the program outcomes that the CMO of the respective curricula prescribe. But before I'm going to have the program objectives, allow me first to introduce to you the department program, the different offering departments of the college. So we have the elementary teaching department, the secondary teaching department, the home economics teaching department, and the graduate education department. Now let's get to know the program objectives of the elementary teaching department. All right, I would like to say shout out sa mga students dyan. Kumusta ang pag-memorize natin sa ating specific program objectives? I think this is the easiest part, no? All right, so now the elementary teaching department aims to equip prospective teachers. So pakibigay naman ng isang malaking clap dyan sa ating chat box. Kung ikaw ay under in the elementary teaching department, you are a BE-Ed or BE-Ed Gen Ed for the old curriculum, and BSED or Bachelor in Early Childhood Education, magbigay ng clap sa ating chat box. So ito ang inyong program objectives. So equip you, prospective teachers of the preschool and elementary education, with a comprehensive knowledge on child development, for you will be dealing with young learners when you get into the profession. And of course, how will you teach these young children? Okay, and of course, it is compliant to the K-12 standard competencies. And that's with the advent of the inclusive education, the elementary teaching department also aims to develop future teachers a sense of understanding and appreciation towards the value of inclusive education. Not just these learners with special needs, but also learners coming from different cultural minorities, as we are exercising the practice of education for all. Okay, so the third one, taking heed to the principle of role modeling, the LM department also is committed to instill to the prospective teachers the virtue of committed service to the community, thus enabling them to serve as role models of democratic principles and practices. So the elementary teaching department aims to commune with the community, to establish community extension services, to see the needs and take actions on it. Thus, there are programs, there are activities that we have in the college that we went into community immersion. We do adapt a school program to realize this objective. And then the college, the elementary teaching department also commits to train pre-service teachers in designing innovative, culturally relevant and developmentally appropriate instructional and assessment tools for preschool and elementary grade learners. So Yung iba ditong mga fourth year na alam na ninyo, no, the making of instructional materials, and then the different assessment tools that is appropriate to the grade levels, the different grade levels. And then inculcate proper sense of values and prepare future teachers for collaborative relationships between and among the different stakeholders of the curriculum. So during the F2F, or the face-to-face classes, you are also required to, conduct interview with the school administrators, go to the local government unit to ask for their perspective and their vision about their education, about the education in the institution where they are serving. Okay, and we are still doing that one in online classes, no? Kaya lang ngayon virtual na, no? Google Meet na tayo sa ating mga gustong i-interview, and those who we would like to take linkages with. Okay, so now we also have infused positive values and respect among prospective teachers in becoming a professional imbued with the necessary ethical and professional standards. So this is very important, no? Attitude matters the most than our profession. And then next, we have, this is the last slide for the elementary teaching department. Yes, it's quite lengthy. So nag-regards ako kung kumusta ang ating pag-memorize sa program objectives, dear students. All right, so we have developed future teachers to become skilled, competent researchers, whether for the discipline and other related fields, provide training programs for preschool and elementary grade teachers of public and private institutions in the region to upgrade their teaching competencies, work value, and attitude. And then lastly, inculcate in the future teachers the value of professional development and lifelong learning. So with the call of professional growth and development, we teachers are really required to upgrade ourselves with the necessary teaching skills for us to be able to keep abreast with the recent trends in the teaching profession. All right, so that sums up the elementary teaching department program objectives. Now, moving on to the secondary teaching department. So the secondary teaching department composes of 5 programs, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so we have the BSED English, the BSED Filipino, the BSED Mathematics, the BSED Sciences, and the BSED Social Studies. And these are their program objectives. The secondary teaching department aims to produce future teachers who can demonstrate the 21st century skills, desirable values, and global competitiveness as innovative educational leaders and active participants of the community, can lead and contribute in the attainment and promotion of peace and sustainable development and preservation of the cultural heritage of the Mindanao and the nation as a whole through relevant and contextualized learning and teaching pedagogy. So as you can see here, the program objectives of the 2 departments, the elementary and teaching departments, are also attuned to the vision and mission statement of the university. They harmonize to each other because it's very imperative class that the vision statement of the university should be in congruence with the different units of the university to have one common goal there. Okay, and then we have proactive and enthusiastic research practitioners committed to the service for the improvement of the teaching profession and implement programs relevant to the needs of the Muslims, the Lumads, and other indigenous groups of Minsopala and Lastly, exhibit positive values and attitudes in lifelong learning, intercultural understanding, solidarity, peace, and development. And this sums up the program objectives of the secondary teaching department. Pahingi naman ng heart emoticon dyan sa ating chat box if you are in the secondary teaching department. Okay, now let's move on to the home economics department. So this is the home where your technical and vocational skills will be honed. And this is, there are a lot of actual, authentic learning experiences that you will expect here. So the home economics department aims to produce future technical vocational teachers who can, so these are the following: demonstrate the competencies required of the Philippine TVET, trainers, assessors, qualifications, frameworks. So they are the program objectives of the EG part is attuned as well to the technical education and skills development authority or the TESDA. Okay, so pwede tayong mag-enroll dito no ng mga courses that we can we can earn national certificate or trainers methodology certificate. So they have that one in the home economics teaching department. And then apply broad and coherent meaningful knowledge and skills with minimal supervision in technical and vocational education. Demonstrate higher level of literacy, communication, numeracy, and critical thinking skills and competencies, and show deep and principled understanding of how educational processes relate to a larger historical, social, cultural, and political context towards the attainment of peace and development. Go for a National Peace University tayo sa MSU. Reflect on the relationship among the different pedagogical skills and of the teachers, the learning process of the students being the center of the educative process, and the nature of the content or the subject matter, okay, and other factors affecting educational procedures in order to constantly improve instruction. Okay, so that's it for the home economics program objectives. So it's clear na ngayon sa mga home economics major students naman dyan, isang malaking thumbs up naman galing sa inyo, paki-type in sa ating chat box. All right, now moving on to the Graduate Education Department. This is headed by the Dean of the College of Education, Ma'am Muntia Jamila Sarif. So these are the following program objectives. The Graduate Education Department aims to prepare the graduate students for productive research in various educational disciplines. So in response to the trends of research productivity, the Department of Graduate Education is into engaging their students to research work and experiences. And then we also have enhanced competencies in teaching. We have now administration and management, and then develop leaders in the field of endeavors being pursued. So the competencies will be mastered here in this department, the competencies in teaching, competencies in managing a school or in the fields that being pursued will be honed here in this department. And then develop expertise needed by all types of clientele, contingent on university resources. And lastly, enrich, preserve, and transmit the cultural heritage through quality instructions, research, and practice in various available media. And this sums up the program objectives of the 4 offering department of the College of education. Now, looking into the vision mission statement of the university and the goal of the college to its program objectives, we can see that with all the best, the university is achieving and realizing its the picture of what they are seeing in the future for the Mindanao State University. Now, this time, allow me to share to you this video to enrich the goal of the university in time.
Mama Madeline, I think hindi mo po na-share yung sound.
my God. Wow. Walang nag-react kasi. Walang nag-react dito. Hindi ko ma-view ang ang chat box kasi nawawala din ang po, ang share screen. Iba ang setting. Sige, sige. All right, so truly the Mindanao State University stands still amidst odds and adversities throughout the years. So with this, I end my presentation with a salutations for the Mindanao State University and its administration. These are my references. Mabuhay Dakilang Pamantasan and long live College of Education. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pakikinig.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I hope our students really put that in mind and into actions. Okay? The next part of the program shall answer your queries and clarify all your misconceptions about your respective program. Without further ado, I'm calling on our ever-active college secretary, Dr. Rohanifa Mama Marom Sar, to introduce to us the policies for undergraduate and graduate programs.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu, and a pleasant good morning to each and everyone. So ladies and gentlemen, this time we'll be tackling on the policies in the undergraduate and graduate programs of the college. For the admission requirements and policies in the undergraduate programs, for the new freshmen, they must have a score of 75 and up, or depending on the cutoff score of the MSU-Marawi System Admission and Scholarship Examination, or the SASE. They must also pass the College of Education entrance tests, both in written and oral form. Now, their senior high school card should have a grade point average of 85 and above. So if they have fulfilled those, then they must also submit other requirements such as their certificate of good moral character, their birth certificate, and their 2x2 ID pictures. For the shifties, the shifty should have a CGPA of 2.0 or better, with no failing grades or drop or INC in any of their academic subjects. And if they have complied those requirements, then they must be able to submit their signed evaluation sheets with their fully completed shifting form from the Division of Student Affairs Office. For the transferees, they should have no failing grades or drop or RNC in any of their academic subjects, and then they must also be able to present their honorable dismissal or certificate of transfer with a CGPA of 2.0 or better, which is reflected in their transcript of records. Now, they should also be able to submit their birth certificate. Now, for those transferees coming from any of the MSU campuses, they must be able to have a SASE rating of at least 85%. For those who are not from any of the MSU campuses, now they must be able to pass the college entrance test or the SET. Now, for the retention policies, take note, dear students, that for you to stay in the program, you must be able to get at least a CGPA of 2.25 or better in a semester to continue. Because if not, then you will be advised to shift. And aside from that one, the student must not also be involved in any criminal and disciplinary acts as prescribed in the MSU's existing policies, rules, and regulations, as well as pertinent local and national laws. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to proceed on the admission requirements and policies in the graduate programs. For the master's degree programs, an applicant must be a bachelor's degree in education from a CED recognized institution of higher learning with a grade point average of 2.0 or better. They must be able to take and pass the master's admission test administered by the Graduate Education Department. After passing the written examination, an impressive interview result conducted by a committee of 3 members in the Graduate Education Department of the college must be successfully met. Their original and authenticated copies of their transcript of records and other credentials are also required to be submitted. For those applicants working in government agencies, they must submit a study permit duly approved and signed by their immediate supervisor or head of the unit or institution with 6 allowable units. And they must also be able to submit their letter of intent signifying their interest of being part of the program. Now, for foreign applicants, they may enroll in the program upon submission of permit to study or student visa and upon the compliance of the Commission on Higher Education or the CHED and the Bureau of Immigration and University requirements as well. For those foreign students whose native language is not English and or whose undergraduate or baccalaureate medium of instruction was in a language other than English, they are required either to take an English proficiency test as a prerequisite for admission or to enroll in a special class in English for second language learners. For those applicants interested to be part of the Master of Arts in Educational Management, they are required to have at least 1 year administrative designation or experiences. Now, let's proceed with the doctoral degree programs. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Management, we have here the two tracks, the academic and the professional track. So for those applicants for this program, they must be a master's degree in education with a major in school administration or educational management with thesis from a shared recognized institution. Now, for those applicants who are not educational administration or educational management graduates, they are required to take 18 units in the Master of Arts in Education, major in educational management or school administration. They must be able to have a grade point average of 1.75 or better during their master's program. They must also be able to take and pass the doctoral admission test administered by the Graduate Education Department. Now, same with the master's degree program, after passing the written examination, an impressive interview result conducted by a committee of 3 members in the Graduate Education Department of the college must be successfully met. They must also be able to submit their original and authenticated copies of the transcript of records and the credentials required by the Graduate Education Department. For those applicants working with government agencies similar with the master's degree programs, they must submit a study permit duly approved and signed by their immediate supervisor or head of the unit or institution with 6 allowable units. They must also be able to submit a letter of intent signifying their interest to be part of the program. Now, at least 1 year administrative or supervisory experiences in school administration is actually being required for academic track. For those interested of applying for the professional track, they must be able to have at least 3 years of administrative or supervisory experiences. For those foreign applicants, they may enroll in the program upon submission of their permit to study or student visa and also upon the compliance of the CHED Bureau of Immigration and University requirements. For the foreign students whose native language is not English and whose master's medium of instruction was in a language other than English, they are required either to take an English proficiency test as a prerequisite for admission or to enroll in a special class in English for second language learners. So, we're done with the admission requirements. Now for the retention policies. For the retention policies, the student's academic standing is evaluated at the end of each semester. So, both for the master's degree and doctoral degree programs, the student must have a GPA or CGPA of at least must have a GPA of at least 1.75 or better. And then for the fees and other payments, these are actually determined by the university rules and regulations. Now, all other requirements such as the transfer of credits, foreign languages, comprehensive examination, dissertation, or master's thesis, loading, repetition, or work in absentia, non-credit and cross-enrollment shall be subjected to BOR Resolution number 1986, series of 1979. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the policies in the graduate and undergraduate programs.
Thank you, ma'am. That's indeed crystal clear. For the information of everyone, your program advisors are really checking your grades every semester, and which will determine whether you will be allowed to continue or be advised to share. So be careful with that. Moreover, so one of the frequently asked questions and concerns in the college presently has something to do with the ELC. To make it understandable for everyone and to avoid, late realizations, let us be all ears to Colonel Bia Sutige, the coordinator for experiential learning and development, as he will discuss to you the policies on the implementation of experiential learning courses.
A pleasant morning said to our young and esteemed Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Attorney Elizidni M. Ditukanan, our energetic Dean, the Mother of the College, Dr. Muntia Jamila Dempu Amsari, our active Assistant Dean, Professor Teodoro M. Gilon, college officials, faculty and staff, colleagues, dear students, attendees in the Zoom and viewers in the Facebook Live. Once again, good morning. I will be presenting today the policies and the implementation of experiential learning courses. ELC 101 is on observations of teaching learning in actual school environment. ELC 102, participation and teaching assistantship. ELC 197, teaching internship. Experiential learning is an important professional education course that aims to provide adequate exposure to pre-service teachers to the real-world learning environment so that they can better prepare for and appreciate teaching. The Experiential Learning and Development Office and the Experiential Learning Room is located in the second floor of the new building of the College of Education. For this semester 2021 to 2022, the first batch of ELC 101 and 102 students is 199. The ELC composed of 9 sections, each of which is supervised by the 9 ELC instructors in different fields of specializations. My dear students, Let's take a look on the screen so that you will know your instructors, your section, and your schedule. Experiential learning courses under the Teacher Education Curriculum in 2018 has ALC 101 and 102, 6 units of field study courses, together with the ALC 1 and 7, 6 units of teaching internship. LC 101 is a 3-unit course with 5 hours per week or 60 hours per semester. This is the first experiential course which will immerse a future teacher to actual classroom situation and learning environment where direct observation of teaching learning episodes that focuses on the application of educational theories learned in content and pedagogy courses will be made. Observations of learners' behavior, motivation, and teacher strategies of teaching, classroom management, and assessment in learning, among others, shall be given emphasis. A portfolio shall be required in this course. The following are the learning outcomes of the ALC 101 and 102. First, to gain insight into and consider the various approaches used by cooperating teachers when dealing with learners at various levels of development. Number 2, to examine the teaching learning activities that take place in certain classrooms. So the pictures that is shown on the screen are those experiences of our students during the pre-pandemic. Number 3, to demonstrate understanding of teaching methods and procedures, relevant instructional resources, and assessment tools used by cooperative teachers. Another outcome is to reflect the various theories of learning and information acquisition that support cognitive and metacognitive processes, positive motivational processes, and the utilization of effective learning tools in the classroom. Another one is to adhere to sound instructional materials development standards and create instructional materials that are relevant to a certain topic. So these are the guidelines in the conduct of the field study. Field study activities include student deployment, supervision, monitoring, and assessment. Field study students are expected to have school visits, class observations, conducting interviews with school officials or resource teachers, or even conducting ocular inspections of various school facilities such as the Learning Resource Center, library, and faculty room. ELC or Field Study course is a 3-unit credit. Students here shall be required to complete the 60-hour coursework consist of the orientation cum seminar, field studies, and a culminating activity. At least 60 hours of actual field studies and 3-hour orientation. Field study course shall be offered to students who have completed the prerequisite professional education courses or other specific major courses in their respective program. Orientation cum seminar of the ALC-FS course is in coordination with the concerned office. The experiential learning and development of the college shall be the responsibility to conduct prior to the deployment of the FS students. Field study professors, instructors are given authority to supervise and monitor the FS students. Supervision shall be conducted by the FS professor together with the concerned college official, the ALC coordinator, anytime during the semester the ALC course is offered. So on the screen, I am showing you a course map. This is in relation to the prerequisite of the ELC 101 and 102. As you can see on the screen, the CP 100 is the prerequisite of CP 103, 104, 105, and 107. And 105 is the prerequisite of CP 106. At the same time, 106 is the prerequisite of CP 190. So if you have noticed, we have another course, which is CP 101. It's a prerequisite to CP 102, and CP 102 is a prerequisite to CP 108 and CP 109. So meaning to say, my dear first year students, try to check if you are done, if you have your CP 100 and 101 for this semester. If you look at the right portion on the screen, you can see there the legend. The legend here is the ideal semester that these courses should be taken. For CP 100 and CP 101, this is expected to be taken in the first year, first semester. For CP 105, second year, first semester. CP 106, second year, second semester. CP 107, second year, first semester. And CP 198, third year, first semester or second semester. So the prerequisite of CP1, ELC 101 and ELC 102 are the following. We have CP 100, CP 104, CP 106, and CP 107. Notice I have here the degree programs and the corresponding major courses. As I said earlier, there are some prerequisite courses of ELC 101 and 102 that includes specific major courses aside from the CPE courses. For BEd, BSED, BSED Filipino, and BSED Sciences, their prerequisite for ELC 101 and 102 are 103, 104, 106, and 107. So therefore, there are no major courses required for these degree programs as part of the prerequisite courses. However, for BSED English, BSED Math, BSED Social Studies, BTLED, and BTVTED, if you can see on the screen, there are specific courses required for their prerequisites, aside from the CPE courses. The prerequisite for ELC 197 is ELC 101 and ELC 102. So meaning to say, if you are not done with 101 or either 101 or 102, you cannot proceed to ELC 197. So therefore, at the end of the semester, you're expected to have a grade in your ELC 101 and ELC 102. There should be no INC, drop, or 5.0 grade for these courses. Otherwise, you cannot enroll to ELC 197. So I have also here the course map for the ELC. ELC 101 and 102 should be taken at the same semester. So these courses has a prerequisite of 103, 104, 106, and 107. So ELC 187, you have 101 and 102. So if you can see on the right part of our slide, you have here different major courses required for every specific degree programs. Okay? So the legend below, this is the prescribed semester that these courses should be taken. ELC 101 should be taken in the fourth year first semester. ELC 102 is fourth year first semester, and ELC 197 fourth year second semester. So if you have noticed, there are some in your database that ELC 101 and 102 reflect already when you are in third year. However, as reflected in the curriculum, the ELC 101 and 102 should only be taken when you are in your first to fourth year standing. You cannot take ELC 101 and 102 when you are in your third year, only in the fourth year first semester. So I have here the matrix of the different degree programs. The first column here are the programs. The second column is the total number of units prescribed in the curriculum. So for BEd, the total number of units is 161 as well as BSED. For BSED English, 164. For Filipino, 161. For Mathematics, 160. for Sciences 171, for Social Studies 167, for BPLED 178, and BPVTED is 173. In the second semester, in the first semester, the total number of units is 9 for BEd and BSED, and English and mathematics. For Filipino, you have 15 units load in the first semester at 4th year, Sciences 12 units load, BTLED 21, and BTVTED 12 units. In the number of units that you are going to take for the second semester and 4th year, you are going to take 6 units. That is your ELC 197 alone. Therefore, in 4th year second semester, your subject or your course to be enrolled in that particular semester is only 197. So the semester offering of 199 thesis writing. The red mark that you can see here are those degree programs that their 199 is offered in the 4th year first semester. So these courses are BEd, BSED, BSED English, BSED Filipino, and BSED Sciences. So therefore, the 199 thesis writing of these courses is taken in the 4th year first semester together with their ELC 101 and 102. So therefore, these courses or degree program should finish their 199 in that particular semester so that they can enroll 197 in the second semester, because for the second semester, the only load that we have is only 197, and these are terminal courses. Okay, so the allowable number of units load in the first semester for this semester, 2021-2022, as far as we have our meeting with the registrar of the university, we are allowed to have a load of 24 because of the pandemic that we have experiencing right now. So the college is opted to seek for advice from the registrar if we are allowed to have 24 units, with the condition that the IP or the in-progress 199 for the courses in red mark should finish their course or their thesis this semester. Okay. However, for those courses with red mark, you have to finish your 199 this semester so that you can enroll 197 in the second semester. So let us now proceed to teaching internship, the third ELC. Internship is the placement of an aspiring teacher in work environment to enable them to acquire professional experience. As you can see on the screen, this is the setup when the practice teaching was done during the pre-pandemic, in which our pre-service teachers or interns will have face-to-face interaction with the students. However, this time that we're in the new normal, the setup for the ELC 197 is on virtual teaching. So this is some of the snapshots and pictures of our students in EDSI and EDUC 197 under the new normal. So these students acquire direct experience in the field in a virtual classroom. They have classroom observations, teaching assistantship, and practice teaching virtually. Because an internship will give our pre-service, our interns, the opportunity to integrate career-related experience into an undergraduate education by participating in planned and supervised work. So in this setup, our 197 students teach in front of a camera without students, but that is a virtual classroom. So therefore, the pretty teacher will just simply observe the interns while having their demo in front of the camera. Thus, the teaching internship will help our aspiring teacher for their future career. These are the learning outcomes of the ELC 197. First is to demonstrate deep and principled understanding of the learning processes and the role of the pre-service teachers in facilitating these processes in their students. Second, this would manifest a meaningful and comprehensive knowledge of the subject matter he or she will teach. Number three, this would apply a wide range of teaching process skills that includes curriculum development, lesson planning, the use of appropriate technology for teaching, materials development, educational assessment, and the teaching approaches. So in the new normal, these are the experiences of our interns or the practice teachers. This one facilitates the learners of diverse types, or the facilitates learning in diverse types of learners, in diverse types of learning environment, using a wide range of teaching knowledge and skills. So if you can see on the screen, the students are struggling in order to find for a better and strong internet connectivity just for them to have their final demonstration. So this one also creates and innovates alternative teaching approaches, takes informed risks in trying out these innovative approaches, and evaluates the effectiveness of such approaches in improving student learning. Though we are in the new normal, we are in the virtual classroom, but still our department, our college is still making use of improving and teaching our students to create good instructional materials and even use innovative approaches just to deliver the lesson for the students online. This also reflects the relationship of the teaching process skills, the learning processing in the students, the nature of the content and subject matter, and the broader social forces encumbering the school and educational processes in order to constantly improve their teaching knowledge, skills, and practices. So in this setup, our EdSci 197 is having the setup of wearing, we call it modified face-to-face setup, in which we're training them to conduct classes wearing face masks and face shield. And there were a lot of sharing during this experience that we have. And it's not easy to teach wearing face masks and face shield. This one also for the outcome of the 197, this one fosters a research culture by engaging themselves in actual action research. Because in 197, our students will presenting an output in their actual action research. Another outcome is to embody the leadership and management skills in organizing and facilitating school and community-based activities. This was done during the pre-pandemic. But this time, we're thinking of to still inculcate to them the leadership and their management skill through organizing webinars and trainings online. And lastly, with the outcome of the LC1 and 7, this would display desirable professional and personal qualities of an ideal teachers. Okay, so these are our teachers of the College of Education of the different departments of the college. Why is teaching internship important? So the importance of teaching internship is to develop our learners, our pre-service teachers, to become professional teachers. This would give them the opportunity to apply what we have learned in actual classroom practice. And this will also display and encourage them to practice their roles and functions to perform effectively in various settings, would it be face-to-face or virtual teaching. This will also empowers you, 197 students in the future, in the second semester, to perform your roles in your respective level, in your respective subject area and discipline, as well as to prepare you for your personal and professional advancement. And this will also give you the chance to work under a second teacher, your mentor. Your teacher, your second teacher will serve as your mentor. And it also allows you to interact with your colleagues, with professionals that will give you more insights in the field of teaching. So these are the criteria for grading for ELC 101. First, we have the attendance, that's 10%. Actual teaching conservation is 20%. Portfolio and reflective journals is 25%. Electronic portfolio oral presentation defense is 25%. Pre and post teaching observation, conferences, and interviews constitute 20%. So a total of 100%. The criteria for grading for ELC 102, we have two parts. The first part is a grade coming from your critic teacher that consists of 30%. And the second part is the college supervisor that constitutes to 70%. For the critic teacher, the grade is coming from the actual classroom teaching because in ELC 102, you have the assistantship and participation. So therefore, you have to have your actual classroom teaching. So that's 50%. For assistantship and participation in other school-related activities, however, it could be virtual, but there are still activities that will be done virtually. So you'll be graded with 50% of that. For the college supervisor, we have another 100%. So attendance is 10%. Teaching demonstration is 20%. Portfolio and reflective journals, 20%. Action research proposal, 20%. Electronic portfolio oral presentation defense, 20%. We have pre and post teaching observation. Conferences is 10%. So a total of 100%. So therefore, you will be asking right now. You have your research proposal for 102. When you reach 1 and 7, you have to submit already the finished product of your actual research. So these are the criteria for grading in ELC 1 and 7. Again, we have two parts of the grade coming from your critic teacher, which is 50%. College supervisor is another 50%. So 50-50 this time. So when you have your 1 and 7, you have your daily teaching and other activities, and that's 70%. And of course, the 30% is coming from your final demonstration teaching. For the college supervisor, we have pre-teaching demonstrations. We call it pre-demo. That's 10%. But your final demo teaching, before you will be having your final demo with the presence of the principal and the critic teachers, you have 25%. We have portfolio and reflective journals, it's 20%. You have community immersion field trip, the one that I'm telling you a while ago. We'll be organizing webinars and trainings online that would substitute to the community immersion and field trip, whatever would be the decision of the team. That's 15%. Then, of course, your action research, the final output is 30%. So therefore, the grade for 1 and 7 is divided into two. We have the teacher, 50%, and the college supervisor for 50%. So the grading system, this is now the transmutation table. I have a very important note here that passing grade is 75% because we are board course. It's equivalent to 3.0. For you to pass, you have to submit all the major requirements. So if you get 99 to 100 of your overall performance, therefore you'll be given a grade of 1.0. When you get 75 to 77, so your grade is 3.0. And that's a passing grade. So I would like to present to you our ELC instructors. We have 9 instructors of different specializations. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and privilege to present to you the ELC instructors who are willing to assist you. Your ELC instructors are there to help you. For our ELC instructors directory, you can take a snapshot or screenshot of these numbers and information details so that you can contact them anytime that you want them to have queries and questions. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you, Sir Arnold. That was comprehensive, but I see the underlying principles behind the rigor of these policies. I wish our students listened to that very well, and really hope that this time we will not be hearing students insisting to enroll in ELC disregarding the rules. Hence, if you are a third-year student, you might want to start checking your subjects to foresee glitches along the way. And you may ask advice from your program advisors. Anyway, the College of Education is with the university as it continues to sail towards innovation with utmost resiliency. Behind this facade are compositions of brains and talents that pillar the College of Education. Now, we'll have the introduction of faculty members to be done by the chairpersons of different departments. We will start with the elementary department to be introduced to us by the chairperson, Professor Kaironisa Maronsar. All right, there's a bit of technical problems, so have to address that first. But before that, before we proceed, I'd like to see some present elementary students or BEd students in the FB Live or in the Zoom. Can you send us a heart emoticon? Hi, guys. We will be meeting for freshmen, you will be meeting your faculty in the elementary department. Maybe some of them you haven't met yet this semester or hindi nyo pa sila teacher, but then in this presentation, makikilala nyo sila. May I see heart reactions? All right. Okay. All right, how about for us students from secondary teaching department or BSED students? From BSED English students, BSED mathematics. Can I see a thumbs up emoticon coming from the BSED students who are present in the FB Live right now and the Zoom meeting? By the way, your attendance is also available in your in the chat box in the Zoom and as well as in the FB Live. I would like to also acknowledge Attorney Elizidi Ditokalan. Hi, sir. Thank you for joining us today. All right. So again, here's the chairperson for the elementary department, Professor Kaironisa Maronsar.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning, everyone. For the elementary teaching department, we have 4 degree programs being offered. The first one is the Bachelor of Early Childhood Education, in which we have 53 number of enrollees as of this first semester academic year 2021-2022. And in Bachelor of Elementary Education, we have 297 enrollees. For the Bachelor of Elementary Education, major in General Education, we only have 14 enrolled students, for this is an old curriculum phasing out. And only one enrollee for the Bachelor of Elementary Education, major in Early Childhood Education and Development, for it will phase out soon also. For the distribution of enrollees, we have 13 male students and 352 female students for a total of 365 students. For the religion, we have 336 Muslim students and 29 non-Muslim students, again for a total of 365 students. This time, let's get to know your brilliant faculty from our department. Yours truly, this is Siti Khairunisa Mambuay Sumping and Marhomsar, the chairperson for Elementary Teaching Department. For my undergraduate degree, I finished the Bachelor of Elementary Education, major in English, and completed the academic requirements for the Master of Arts in English Language Teaching, and currently studying the Master of Arts in Education, major in Early Childhood Education. Next, we have our ever active and supportive Assistant Dean, Sir Tatay, Professor Teodoro M. Drilon. For his undergraduate degree, he took up Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Economics. And he finished his Master of Arts in Education, major in School Administration, and have earned a certificate in Statistics. Next, we have the sexy college secretary, Professor Rohanifa T. Mama Marohomsar. For her undergraduate degree, she took up Bachelor of Elementary Education, major in English, and she finished her Master of Arts in Education, major in Reading, and finally, a Doctor of Philosophy and Educational Management. Now we have our dynamic director of the Office of Admissions, my beautiful cousin, Professor Minerva Samina M. Naga Lagindab. And for her undergraduate degree, she finished her Bachelor of Science in Home Economics here in Mindanao State University, and also her Master of Arts in Education, major in Reading, here in MSU Main Campus. And for her Master of Assessment and Evaluation, she took it up in the University of Melbourne, Melbourne, Australia. And finally, her Doctor of Philosophy and Educational Administration in Central Mindanao University. Presenting to you the Barbie of the College of Education, Professor Cherilen Niez Mojica. She is one of the coordinators for the Student Services. For undergraduate degree, she finished her Bachelor of Elementary Education, major in General Education. And she finished her Master of Arts in Education, major in Early Childhood Education, and currently studying Doctor of Education, major in Early Childhood Education. This time, our fresh graduate, Professor Adeline Shalana Nalia, an instructor 3. She recently graduated her Master of Arts in Education, major in Early Childhood Education, and for her undergraduate degree, she finished her Bachelor of Elementary Education, major in Early Childhood Education and Development. Now we have Miss Amna M. Baraiman, the only single lady in our department. She is an instructor too, and she is currently studying her Master of Arts in Education, major in Reading, and for her undergraduate degree, she finished her Bachelor of Elementary Education, major in General Education. Presenting Miss Alia I. Pakasiram. She is an instructor 3, and also she is currently studying Master of Arts in Education, major in Reading, and finished Bachelor of Elementary Education, major in General Education for her undergraduate degree. And finally, we have Miss Nurhanifa D. Guru, also an instructor 3. She is also currently studying for Master of Arts in Education, major in Guidance and Counseling, and for undergraduate degree, she finished her Bachelor of Elementary Education, major in General Education. And thank you. Wassalam.
All right, thank you, Professor Carissa. This time, I'm calling on all BSED students to be all ears as the chairperson for Secondary Teaching Department, Professor Lotis Dagisunan, introduce her faculty members.
Our Dean of the College of Education, Dr. Buntia Chamila D. Sarip, Assistant Dean, Professor Chidoro M. Drilon, other college officials, faculty and staff, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am Professor Lotis Vitagisonan, and it is my great honor to present to you all the faculty members from the Secondary Teaching Department who armored the various programs offered by the department, namely Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English, Filipino, Social Studies, Mathematics, and Sciences, and of course, the soon-to-be terminated degree programs under the old curriculum, such as the Bachelor of Secondary Education with major in Biology, Chemistry, and Physics. As the secondary department team leader, I am proud and at the same time thankful to be working with people who are really committed and supportive in safeguarding the policies of the college and, of course, for doing the various functions very professionally, sometimes despite our personal and cultural differences. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the faculty members of the Secondary Teaching Department. Starting off with Professor Arnold Biasotigi, the academic advisor of our BSed Mathematics students and a co-proponent with MSU-IIT of our 2018 BSed Mathematics program. Professor Asotigi is also the coordinator of the College of Education Experiential Learning and Development. He is currently finishing his Doctor of Philosophy in Science Education, major in Mathematics at MSU-Marawi City. Another faculty member is Dr. Warda D. Kimba. She is one of the academic advisors of our BSed Social Studies students. She is also a co-proponent of our 2018 BSed Social Studies program. At present, Dr. Gimba is the coordinator of the College of Education Research Services. Dr. Gimba finished her Doctor of Philosophy in Education, major in Curriculum and Instruction at International Islamic University in Malaysia. This faculty is one of our assets in the department and of course in the College of Education. She is a writer and a book author. She is one of the academic advisors of our BSed English students and the proponent of our 2018 BSed English program. She is also the coordinator of the College of Education Extension Services. She is finishing her Doctor of Philosophy in Language Studies here in MSU Marawi City. She is a strong woman with a heart. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Rosnia G. Tamano. This faculty member is truly a bookworm and could bombard students with a lot of reading assignments. In the department, he is known to be the early bird when it comes to meeting our classes immediately after enrollment. He is one of the academic advisors of the BSED Filipino students and a co-proponent with MSU IIT of our 2018 BSED Filipino program. He is finishing his Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Management here in MSU Marawi City. He is today a very proud father because his son is one of those who passed the recent board examination for medical doctors. Congratulations, Sir Professor Edgar Alvin G. Flores. Another lady faculty in the department is Professor Munazalam M. Disangkupan. She is one of the academic advisors of our BSED Social Studies students and a co-proponent of our 2018 BSED Social Studies program. Pagari Monique, as I fondly call her, is one of the most patient faculty members in the department. At present, she is finishing her Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Management here in MSU Marawi City. Look at that Mona Lisa smile. She looks so sweet, right? But this faculty member has a strong personality and is very serious in implementing policies, especially enrollment policies in the department. This is what I admire about this young lady. She is one of the academic advisors of our BSED Sciences students, and she is about to finish her Master of Science in Teaching, major in General Science at MSU Institute of Science Education. This faculty member is our very own graduate of the College of Education. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all meet Professor Nurhanifa P. Canderosa. Another lady faculty is Professor Manar H. Makapudi. She is one of our newly recruited faculty members in the College of Education just last semester. She is now one of the academic advisors of our BSED English students. She is finishing her Master of Arts in English Language Teaching here in MSU Marawi City. Professor Makapudi is also our very own graduate and product of the College of Education. Another faculty member in the department is Professor Fernando R. Siquetti Jr. Professor Siquetti is our technology expert in the department and, of course, in the College of Education. He is one of the academic advisors of our BSED Sciences students, and at present, he is finishing his Master of Science in Education, major in Biology at MSU IIT. Professor Siquetti is hardworking, dynamic, and a man with a sense of humor. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all meet Professor Fernando R. Siquetti Jr. Another lady faculty is Professor Leon C. Quimada. She is one of the academic advisors of our BSED Filipino students in the department. A woman with few words, so quiet and feminine, but who would believe that Professor Quimada is one of our basketball players in the College of Education during her undergraduate days. At present, Professor Quimada is taking her Master of Arts in Filipino at MSU IIT. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all meet Professor Leon C. Quimada. This last, but definitely not the least, to be introduced faculty member of the department is currently on study leave. She is the former chairperson of the secondary teaching department, and she is also our very own graduate and product of the College of Education. She is a person close to my heart, so energetic, dynamic, and a very active member in various organizations in the university. She is currently taking her Doctor of Philosophy in Science Education, major in chemistry at MSU IIT. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all meet Professor Delhaina Iril M. Onte. And those are the faculty members of the Department of Secondary Teaching. Thank you and wassalam.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Lot. We were really mesmerized with your adjectives, right? Now we will have Dr. Rohanifa Sultan, Rohani Sultan, chairperson for Home Economic Department, to introduce her roster of faculty members as well.
Good morning and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It is my pleasure and privilege to introduce to you our very own department. Its offering degree, profile. It is said that home economics is a profession with 1,000 names. Why? Allow me to give you a very brief background of the meaning of home economics. Home economics is also known as family consumer sciences. It is a process and field of study that deals with economics and management of the home, community. Home economics is a field of formal study including such topics as consumer education, institutional management, caring for home environment, interior designing, home furnishing and cleaning, handicraft, sewing and clothing and textiles, cooking, nutrition, food and preservation, hygiene, child development, and family relationships. It prepares students for homemaking or professional careers. It is taught in secondary schools, colleges, and universities, vocational school, and in adult education centers, where students include women and some men. It is one of the in-demand career in the K-12 program. The department has 3 programs at the moment, namely Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Technology and Livelihood Education, that is the 2011 curriculum. The graduates of this program will be teaching in the junior high school. Because of the CHED memorandum revision in the said program, it was subdivided in the 2 tracks, such as Bachelor of Secondary and Livelihood Education, major in Home Economics, for teachers who will be teaching in grade 4 to grade 8, and the Bachelor of Technical Vocational Teacher Education, major in Home Economics, with the area of concentration in food service management for grade 9 to grade 12 teachers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the students' profile of this department who are officially enrolled this first semester academic year 2021 to 2022, their gender and religion. For the degree, Bachelor of Technical and Livelihood Education, major in Home Economics, there are 79 enrollees, or that is 49% of the total population of the department. And we have Bachelor of Technical Vocational Teacher Education, major in Home Economics, an area of specification in food service management, that is 80 or 49%. The same with the BTLED. For the degree Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Technology and Livelihood Education, there are 4 or 2%, a total of 163 students enrolled this semester. Now, in terms of gender, there are 13 or 8% males and 150 or 92% females. While in terms of religion, there are 146 or 90% are Muslims, while 17 or 10% of them are non-Muslims. Now, in the aspects of faculty profile, let me introduce to you each one of them in an alphabetical order in terms of their position, civil status, educational background, and subjects handled or teaching load. First, we have Mr. Neko A. Caballes, LPT or Licensed Professional Teachers. Instructor 3, single, completed academic requirements in MTT Electrical Technology, finished his bachelor's degree in BSTTE Industrial Technology, cum laude. Now, these are the subjects handled by Sir Nico Caballes. Like we have the TBE 104, Curriculum Development and Evaluation with emphasis on trainers methodology 2, TBE 101, or Facilitating Learner-Centered Teaching, the learner-centered approach with emphasis on trainers methodology 1. We also have TLE 107, that is the Teaching Common Competencies in ICT, CPE 107, Technology for Teaching and Learning 1. And we also have TBE 108 and TTE 187, that is Supervised Industrial Training. Now let's go to Ma'am Nur Fatma Jinan M. Ibrahim, LPT. Instructor 2, single, and a graduate of BSEd Technology and Livelihood Education, cum laude. These are the subjects handled by Ma'am Fatma. We have TLE 104, Entrepreneurship, TLE 110, Entrepreneurship on Technology Education, HEE 104, Consumer Education, HEE 106, Clothing Selection, Purchase and Care. We also have CP 100, the Child and Adolescent Learner and Learning Principles. Also, CPE 100, the Child and Adolescent Learner and Learning Principles. So there are actually 2 sections handled by Ma'am Fatma. Next one, we have Ma'am Sahiba Armakakna LPT, Instructor 2, single, and currently enrolled in MTEE Food Service Management as her master's degree, finished BSEd Technology and Livelihood Education, graduated as cum laude. These are the following subjects handled by Ma'am Sahiba. We have TLE 106, Teaching Common Competencies in Home Economics, HEE 101, Principles of Food Selection and Preparation, HEE 100, Child and Adolescent Development, FSM 104, Food Processing, Packaging and Labeling, FSM 112, that is Beauty Care, and TLE 123, Practice House. Next, we have here Mr. Gisrael S. Martinez, LPT, Instructor 2, Masters in MTE Food Service Management, ongoing, graduated BSEd Technology and Livelihood Education, cum laude. These are the following courses handled by Sir Gisrael. We have HEE 110, Craft Design, CP 105, Assessment of Learning, TLE 106, Agri-Fishery Arts. We also have TBE 100, the Teacher and Community, School Culture and Organizational Leadership with Focus on Philippine Tibet System. ELC 101, Field Study 1, Observation of Teaching Learning in Actual School Environment. ELC 102, Field Study 2, Participation and Teaching Assistantship. All right. Next, we have Mr. Khalid R. Sangkupan, LPT, Instructor 1, BSTTE Industrial Technology graduate, and cum laude. Sir Khalid handled the following subjects. We have TLE 100, Introduction to Industrial Arts. TLE 101, the same, Introduction to Industrial Arts. We also have TLE 103, Home Economics Literacy, TLE 105, Introduction to ICT 1, TLE 101, another section for the Home Economics Literacy, TLE 105, Teaching Common Competencies in Industrial Arts, and TD1, Basic Drafting. Next, yours truly. I am Rohani Im Sultan, LPT RGC PhD, your chairperson, Associate Professor 5, graduated the degree PhD in Educational Management, MAID Guidance and Counseling, and currently enrolled in MAID Technology and Livelihood Education under HTE track or the Home Technology Education track, and of course, BSE Home Economics as my bachelor's degree. Okay, these are the following subjects I handled, like MAIGC 229, Practicum in Guidance, MAIGC 21, Organization, Administration, and Supervision of Guidance and Counseling, Team Teach with Ma'am Sahiba on the Practice House subject, PLE 1 to 3. We also have Education 104, Guidance and Counseling, Special Education, and CPE 198, Research Methods. We also have here Ma'am Norale B. Tejano, LPT MAHE, Assistant Professor 4, finished her MA in Home Economics, BSEd Home Economics, and of course, completed academic requirements in educational management here in the university. These are the following subjects handled by Ma'am Norali. We have HEE 111, Food Service Management, HEE. We also have FSM 102, Meal Management and Food Institutional Management, FSM 103, Basic Baking, HEE 105, Fundamentals of Food Technology, HEE 105.1, that is the laboratory of the subject, and the HTE 251, Handicraft. All right, so those are the faculty fours of the Home Economics Department. Thank you and wassalam, stay safe, and happy Teacher's Day to all.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Rock. Parang after this daw po, hindi na single sila Sir Nico, Ma'am. Anyway, lastly, for the graduate studies, we'll have our very own dean, at the same time, the chairperson of graduate studies, Dr. Montilla Jamila Sarip, as she will introduce her faculty members. All right. Unfortunately, through some trouble with internet connectivity of Ma'am Kim, she couldn't join the Zoom meeting now, so we'll proceed to the introduction of College Students Organization. So fortunately, despite the huge barrier between us, we are still given an avenue to make us feel each other's presence, right? As you have as our chairpersons introduced you the faculty members. And now we're more excited to see you once this pandemic ends, inshallah. So this time to represent the studentry, to encourage more advocates of education, I'm passing the microphone to Professor Cherilyn and Monica as she is going to introduce to you the College Students Organization.
Am I sharing now?
Not yet, Ma'am Chair.
How about this one?
It's visible now, Ma'am Chair. Ma'am Chair, can you open your camera po?
For a while. Good morning, everyone. Hello, students, CED students. Am I audible, Ma'am Anar?
Yes, Ma'am Chair, loud and clear.
Okay, so now before we go down with the list of organizations in MSU College of Education, let's have this institution student services program. So Department of Student Affairs program. So the Office of Student Affairs is tasked with creating and administering a variety of programs to meet the needs of all students and ensure a respectful, nurturing, cultural environment. Ba't ayaw mag-down? So let's start with the vision. So DSA serves as an integral instrument of the university that provides significant services such as guidance and counseling and other equally important services for the general welfare and development of students. It is an office that is highly motivated in responsibly performing its mandate pursuant to existing laws and policies for the benefits of its constituents through the collaborative efforts of its employees. The SA also has a strong commitment to serve student-friendly with God-centered attitude. And also, their mission is to be responsive, relevant in providing excellent service to the students and other constituents of the university through a continuous education and learning innovation, engagement, dialogue consultation, and willingness to accept suggestions and comments, with an end view of generating satisfaction in achieving our noble mission to help students succeed in their field of endeavors. And their philosophy engage continuous support of the students' academic endeavor and in other areas of concern. Thus, Office of the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs is equipped with services necessitate to attain total development of the students. So lastly, the objectives, the first one is to provide avenues and opportunities for the growth and development of the students through alternative learning. The second one, to promote desirable cultural values that foster unity and diversity. The third one, to develop leadership skills. The fourth, to train and provide opportunities for needy students to learn. And the last one is to harness social consciousness of students to make them more responsive to the needs of the society. So now let's have this list of recognized organizations of the Mindanao State University College of Education. So let's start with the EDSO, Education Student Organization. Here's the organizational chart. So this is academic year 2021-2022. So yours truly, the senior advisor, Assistant Professor Cherilyn Moica, and our junior advisor, Instructor Nico A. Caballes. So our EDSO president, Abdul Rafi R. Masbud, and the members. So we have also the Education Students Organization Constitution and Bylaw. So focus tayo sa Article 2 on Declaration of Principles and Objectives. So on Section 1, the Education Student Organization is an academic organization. Sovereignty resides in its members and all authorities emanate from them. Section 2, the organization shall promote the physical, intellectual, and social being of its members. So this section 2, the EDSO formulate and engage in the co-curricular and extracurricular activities for the development of the intellectual and the social awareness of the education students, no, through like Education Day celebration, the seminars, the orientation programs, and other activities organized by the EDSO. On Section 3, the organization shall train every member to become useful component of any community. On Section 4, the organization shall serve as the bridge to facilitate understanding and integration between and among Muslim and Christian students. And Section 5, the organization shall be responsible of promoting better camaraderie among faculty, staff, and students of the College of Education. So here's the ESED officers, Early Childhood Education Development Society for academic year 2021-2022, and our ESED officers advisor, Instructor Siti Karonisa MS Marhomsar, the chairperson in Elementary Teaching Department. And also General Education Major Society or GEMS. GEMS advisor, ASOC Prof. Rohani M. Sultan, PhD, RGC. And here's the organizational chart of GEMS. School year 2020 to 2021. And for the CHE organizational chart, so same advisor, Dr. Rohani M. Sultan. And also the CEMSO, College of Education English Major Student Organization, and advisor, ASOC Prof. Rohanifa T. Mama Morhomsar, PhD. So we have here the OIC President, no, Senior Saida Samsudin for academic year 2021-2022. For the Education Sciences and Mathematics Society or ESEM, so here's the ESEM's organizational chart. So the president is Nur Fatma Gauraki, and their advisor, Assistant Prof. Nurhaina Ariel Imonte on study leave. And for the FIMSO, Filipino Major Student Organization, we have here their advisor, Instructor Lian C. Kimada. And also for Social Studies Educators Club or SSED organizational chart, we have here the two advisors, ASOC Prof. Warda D. Gimba and Assistant Prof. Muna Salam Disang Kupan. And for the Atelier organization, headed by their advisor, Instructor Nico Icaballes. And for the EMBER, the official student publication of College of Education, so we have here their editor-in-chief, Abdul Hakim Omping, and their advisors, Professor Risnia Tamano and Professor Manar H. Makapudi. And also for the Euclidia, the Mathematics Club officers as of year 2021 to 2022. So we have here the ASOC Prof. Arnold B. Esotige, their advisor. And also for College of Education Quizzers Club, headed by their advisor, Instructor Prof. Fernando R. Siquete Jr. And also for the Young Researchers Club or YRC, here's their organizational chart as of academic year 2021-2022. They have senior advisor and junior advisor, ASOC Prof. Warda D. Gimba and ASOC Prof. Rosnia G. Tamano. So I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Che. And we're really rooting to see more students participate in such organizations, but it's going to harness them, not just of becoming a good leader, but an educator that is able to foster peace and order. Thank you so much. We'd also like to introduce to you the people who always ensure the aligned decision-making of every move and action in the right track of this college. For this, we'll have again Dr. Rohanifa Mama Marhomsar to introduce to us the members of the executive committee.
to our University System President, Dr. Habib Watamama Makaayong, our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Alma Iberoa, our Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Attorney Ali Zidni MD Tukalan, other university officials, our beloved Dean Dr. Muntia D. Sarip, our ever supportive Assistant Dean Professor Teodoro M. Drilon, chairpersons of the various departments of the college, coordinators of research, extension, ELC and practicum, and student services of the college, co-faculty members, ever supportive staff, our dear students, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and once again, a pleasant good morning to each and every one. This time, let us meet the officials and the supportive administrative staff of our college. Heading the College of Education is our mother, our beloved Dean Dr. Muntia Jamila D. Sarip, a holder of PhD in Educational Management, former director of the Office of Admissions with the rank of Professor 6. Supporting our dean is, of course, our ever supportive father of the college, Professor Teodoro M. Drilon, a holder of Master of Arts in Education, major in School Administration with the rank of Associate Professor 5. The college secretary is yours truly, Dr. Rohanifa T. Mama Marumsar, a holder of PhD in Educational Management with the rank of Associate Professor 5. Now, this time, let us meet the different chairpersons of the various departments of our college. For the Graduate Education Department, we have here our very own Dean, Dr. Montia Jamila D. Sarip, as the chairperson of the Graduate Education Department. For the Secondary Teaching Department, we have here Professor Lutis B. Dagisonan, a holder of Master of Leadership and Management in Education, Master of Arts in Education, major in Educational Administration, and she is also currently finishing her PhD in Educational Administration with the rank of Assistant Professor 4. For the elementary teaching department, we have here Professor Siti Karonisa S. Marumsar. She is currently taking her Master of Arts in Education major in Early Childhood Education with the rank of Instructor 2. For the Home Economics Department, ladies and gentlemen, we have Dr. Rohani M. Sultan, a registered guidance counselor with PhD in Educational Management with the rank of Associate Professor 5. For the different coordinators of the college, we have here for the research no other than Dr. Warda D. Gimba, a holder of PhD in Curriculum and Instruction with the rank of Associate Professor 5. For the Extension Services, we have here Professor Rosnia G. Tamano, currently taking her PhD in Language Studies with the rank of Associate Professor 5. For the Field Study and Experiential Learning courses, we have Professor Arnold B. Asutigi. He is actually on the process of completing his PhD in Science Education major in Math with the rank of Associate Professor 5. For the Student Services, we have here Professor Sherilyn C. Nis Mojica, a holder of Master of Arts in Education major in Early Childhood Education with the rank of Assistant Professor 4. We also have here Mr. Nico A. Caballes. He is currently finishing his Master of Arts in Technician in Teacher Education major in Electrical Technology with the rank of Instructor 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the different officials of the college. Now, this time, let us meet the supportive administrative staff of our college. We have here Miss Noraima Bashir with a degree in Bachelor of Elementary Education major in reading, and she's holding a rank of Administrative Aid 1. We also have here Mrs. Maisara Imbulutu, Administrative Officer 2, who actually graduated with a BS in Accountancy. We also have Mrs. Saripa B. Delidig, a holder of Master of Arts in Public Administration, and she's actually the University Research Assistant of the college. We have Mrs. Samira M. Masbud, a bachelor's degree in management, holder with the rank of Administrative Assistant 2. Another supportive staff is, of course, Mrs. Saida Usudan, a graduate of BS Accountancy with the rank of Administrative Aid 2. We also have here Ma'am Adaraida C. Mamasaw, a holder of the degree in BS in Arabic and Islamic Studies with the rank of Administrative Aid 1. Another supportive staff is, of course, Mrs. Maihani Ambor Mandir. She's a holder of she's a holder of the degree BS in International Relations, and she's actually holding an administrative position of Administrative Aid 6. We also have here Mr. Marlon O. Olakasan, a graduate of BS Psychology with an administrative position of Administrative Aid 6. We also have here Ma'am Johaira M. Ibrahim with the rank of Administrative Aid 1. Another is Mr. Amiladin M. Masbud with an administrative rank or position of Administrative Aid 1. Another supportive staff of the college is, of course, Ms. Nadira B. Ginar. She's holding an Administrative Aid 4 rank. We also have here Mr. Suwaib D. Laot with an administrative rank of Administrative Aid 1. We also have Mr. Hamza T. Mama with an administrative rank of Administrative Aid 1. Another is, we also have Mr. Maad B. Unte. We also have, of course, Mr. Alejandro T. Gules, Administrative Aid 1. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the officials and administrative staff of the college.
Thank you, Ma'am Gigi. At least if you happen to visit the college and encountered these individuals, at least you know whom you shall give respect to, regardless of their rank. Okay. One usual remark you have probably heard about College of Education is the way it stresses the importance of research. One of the numerous evidences to attest that is the results of conducted tracer study among BSed graduates of the college. Of all the indicators of advocacy on trainings that the BSed student graduates received, majority rated extremely adequate on the aspect of research skills. That itself explains it. Not to mention also, several BEd graduates who had successfully published their papers. But let us listen to the person who is more authorized to attest that. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Warda D. Gimba, first she will give the college research updates.
To the Dean of the College of Education, Dr. Muntia Jamila Sarip, the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Attorney Alicidni Ditokalan, Assistant Dean, Professor Teodoro Drilon, other execom officials, faculty members, staff and students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm very happy to share some updates on the research initiatives organized and conducted by the faculty and students of the College of Education during the onset of the new normal setup. I will also showcase some accomplishments with the hope of igniting more similar victories and inspire, motivate, and encourage others to join in the generation and production of more research outputs. With all that being said about the challenges in doing research, I believe that surviving the myriads of challenges is not only about intelligence, it is something more. It requires us to be continuously curious and interested, to have a persevering mindset, to be resilient, to be flexible, to be more accepting that new findings every minute of every day will eventually challenge the information and knowledge that we know and will make us obsolete if we do not keep pace with the changes around us, both locally and globally. So I will start off with the special orders we requested for the webinar series, oral research presentations, and in-house research reviews we conducted since last year. These are the research papers published by some faculty members and students of the college, as well as oral research presentations via Zoom. And for the information of everyone, we are still polishing some more research papers for publications to referred international journals and hopefully to ISI or Scopus Index journals. Lastly, I am proud as a founder and senior advisor of the first ever student organization, the Young Researchers Club, or YRC, whose main goal is to train, mentor, and prepare young scholars into doing and producing researches. For 6 years, the club has assisted the College of Education in all activities related or concerning research, and inshallah will continue to be around for more years to come. When YRC officers and members were asked to describe their experiences in joining YRC, these are the words that they choose to express that experience. Here are the YRC teams representing different academic and research areas that we identified as necessary and commendable. We have here the Research Publication and Ethics Review Committee, the Peer Mentoring and Community Engagement Committee, the Webinar Series, the Colloquium Committee, the Newsletter, the Layout, Accreditation, Curriculum and Copyright, Club Renewal, and Awards or Thesis Entries Committee. With that, I thank everyone, especially Professor Rosnia G. Tamano, the YRC Junior Advisor, and others who supported us and who continuously believe that we can go further. We still have a long way to go and more bumps along the way, but with just a drop of trust, kindness, and support from everyone, nothing is impossible. Thank you and wassalam.
Thank you, Ma'am Wards. What we heard and saw are indeed commendable. So aside from research, the college also put emphasis on extended services, where students are immersed to community, serving underprivileged, promoting free education, and yes, we do not only converge to four corners of the classroom. By this, I would like to call our coordinator for extension services, Professor Rosnia Gitamano, to give us update for this matter.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning, everyone. I am Professor Rosnia Gitamano, and I'm going to give you an update and overview of the extension program and services of the College of Education. Let me begin first by giving you a short or brief definition of what extension is. According to the ACOB, or the Accrediting Agency for the Chartered Colleges and Universities, extension is a special program of the college where the faculty, staff, and some students offer services to the community because of the felt or the identified needs. Faculty may collaborate with the staff and some students because the extension program is basically outside of the subject or course. Activities such as outreach program, feeding program, or community immersion conducted by students as part of their extracurricular activities in a certain subject is not an extension. If it is not a part of the subject, then it is aligned with the Area 3 curriculum and instruction and the Area 4 support students, but not an extension service conducted by the faculty. An overview of the CED extension program and services states that the College of Education provides extension programs and services that are harmonized with the University Extension Services Center, or UESC, priority programs of the Mindanao State University main campus, Marawi City. These programs specifically aim to improve the socio-economic living of the poor and rural communities, address and help improve the teaching and education quality of the area of responsibility of the university, provide assistance for tutoring and mentoring for formal and informal education, and deliver services and technologies that support sustainable community development. To give you, allow me to give you an overview and presentation of the Extension Coordinator and focal persons of the College of Education. Yours truly is the Extension Services Coordinator, Professor Rosnia Gitamano, and the Extension Focal Person of the Secondary Teaching Department. For the Elementary Teaching Department Extension Focal Person, we have Professor Adeline A. Shalana Nalia. And for the Home Economics Teaching Department Extension Focal Person, we have Mr. Jezreel S. Martinez. So, to give you a presentation of the very recent extension services and activities conducted or implemented by the College of Education, we have the very recent 3-day training on upskilling teaching competencies in the new normal, which is organized by the Office of the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs and the College of Education, where the faculty members served as facilitators and members of the different committees. During the 60th founding anniversary of the College of Education, we celebrated with a webinar on the teacher quality standards focused on PPSD, PPSSH, and PPSS with a resource speaker for the Philippine Normal University in the person of Dr. Florisa B. Simeon. We also had a collaboration with the Philippine Association for Teachers and Educators BARM, or the PAFTE BARM, with a research webinar on the topic Exploratory Factor Analysis and Confirmatory Factor Analysis with Professor Paulo Hilado, the Director of Research and Planning from Colegio San Agustin, Bacolod. And now to present to you the extension activities of the 3 different departments of the college. First, we have the Elementary Teaching Department. Before the pandemic, in 2020. I stand corrected, it's 2020. The faculty involved is Dr. Rohani Fatima Marhumzar with her extension services, the enhancing teaching of English and mathematics among BRAC centers, together with Professor Arnold B. Asutige. She was also a trainer on the American English Corner training and conducted a baseline study on language match and teacher assignment. Recently, the elementary teaching department also conducted a webinar with a speaker from Singapore and from the principal of Tambu Central School, Iligan City. The secondary teaching department also had a collaboration. This is in collaboration with Young Researchers Club and some faculty members from the elementary teaching department and home economics department. The extension programs and activities are the following. First, the first webinar series was conducted from October to December 2020 with speakers from local universities and also from USA. The second webinar series was conducted beginning January to March 2021 with speakers coming from different countries. We have from Brunei Darussalam, also from Colegio de San Agustin Bacolod, also another speaker from Ateneo de Manila University. The third webinar series has just commenced last August 2021 and is about to end on December 2021. We had just finished the webinar last Friday with Dr. Nenita Prado from CED Cagayan University. The following are some of the examples of PubMats and topics conducted for the different tracks in the secondary education. This one is a webinar for the English major students with Dr. Anime Sibiroa from the College of Social Sciences and Humanities as our resource speaker. For the social studies student, we also had Dr. Maria Arsenia C. Gomez from Philippine Normal University, where she lectured on the least mastered competencies in teaching of social studies. For students who were taking the CPE 105 and 106 assessment, we also had Mr. Carlos C. Manalastas just last year from Odessa High School, Texas, USA, where he discussed the development of asynchronous and synchronous assessment tools. Of course, we also had international speaker from Prince Songkla University, Thailand. This is for students who are conducting research with the resource speaker Dr. Samsu Sayu. For the Home Economics Department, the following are their extension programs and activities. The Home Economics Department collaborated with the Department of Technology Teacher Education from MSU-IIT with the training of peer mentors for Inflex modality. This was last July 2021. They also had webinar on the awareness on halal food production in celebration with the 2021 Nutrition Month with their speakers, Dr. Indira Dimaporo Tawan and attorney Abdul Mahid M. Ati. Of course, the Graduate Education Department also conducted their extension activity. Also very recent, a webinar on education policies, school leadership and supervision with no less than Dr. Brenda B. Corpus, President of the PAFTE, and also the PRO of PAFTE National, Dr. Romeo M. Daligdig. Are you planning to submit an extension proposal? Remember that students can also collaborate and work with the faculty members for an extension activity. Here is a flowchart on screening and evaluation of extension project proposals that are approved by the University Extension Services. First, The proponent will prepare the proposal document. The proponent may get a copy of the template for the extension proposal activity to the extension coordinator. The proposal will be reviewed and endorsed by the college extension coordinator and the dean of the college. The proponent then submits the proposal to the University Extension Services Center for screening and evaluation and endorsement to the Vice Chancellor for Research, Extension, and Development. The VC CRED will then further review and endorsement along with draft SO will be sent to the Office of the President. The OP, or the Office of the President, will then approve and issue a special order for implementation and notify the OV-CRED and University Budget Office of the approved project activity. Those only with budgetary requirement will be needing the approval of the University Budget Office. But remember, the idea of extension project is that it should be free service. The OV-CRED will then forward the approved special order to the UESC to notify the proponent for the implementation of approved project or approved extension activity. At the end of your extension project, extension program, or extension activities, the proponent will submit narrative or terminal report to the University Extension Services Center. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mamiya, and cheers for more extension services. It may be difficult to conduct physical extension services as we are in this dire circumstance right now, but still, thanks to virtual space, you're still given the chance to pursue it anyway. By the way, I'd like to apologize for the supposed introduction of the faculty members of the graduate studies. It should have been actually be done by our college secretary, but due to some issues in internet connectivity, we're still trying to retrieve her files, and we're doing our best to present it anyway later. Okay. Now for this time, Muna, we have reached the open forum session. You may drop your questions in the comment section, the FB Live, and for those in the Zoom meeting, the chat box is also open for you to express your concerns. So we have here present in the meeting are college officials and the faculty members to listen, and they're really very willing to listen and to address your questions and concerns. Do you have questions or concerns, or were the discussions earlier clear to you? All right, I think there's no questions at all. And we assume that everything is clear. So if you have still queries or concern that you would want to express here, you can still ask your program advisors for that. Okay. Now for this time, before we finally close the program, can we request everyone to open your account for photo ops? Okay. So this will be taken by Sir Fern. Sir Fern. Open tayo ng camera. Okay.
Madam Ania.
Can you open your camera? Please open your camera and smile. Last one. Thank you so much po.
All right, thank you so much. Now, I think we've reached the last part of the program. Right? And now to formally close the program, let us listen to our Assistant Dean of the College, Professor Teodoro M. Dirlon, for the closing remarks.
Our esteemed guests, the ever dynamic and brilliant Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Attorney Sidney D. Tukalan, our beloved Dean, Dr. Montilla Jamila D. Sarip, officials, faculty, and staff of the college, our beloved students, guests, and visitors, my warmest greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum to all of you. Indeed, we had just had a very enlightening and worthwhile experience today. But nonetheless, after all has been said and done, this program will have to come to its natural conclusion. But before I officially end this virtual orientation program, allow me first to express, in behalf of the officials, faculty, and staff of the College of Education, our sincerest thanks and gratitude to all of you, especially the students who attended and graced this affair. We are indeed honored by your presence, and we hope to continue to reach out to you in whatever means possible, even in the midst of this pandemic. Please feel free to contact any of our personnel should you need or should you have any concerns that are within the purview of the operations of this college. That being said, I now officially close this virtual orientation program. Thank you very, very much, and wassalam. God bless everyone, and always keep safe. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Sir Durwan. We miss you here in the college. And thank you, students, as well,
I
for
miss you
joining
too.
us today. Welcome, freshmen, to College of Education. May you have meaningful years with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. Nice to see you, everyone. Sino na ba naiwan dito? No more.
Sir, naka na daw.
Ah,
Kasing
ah.
pasalubong namin. Galing kang
Papasulong po?
Singapore.
Singapore.